Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy Spring Equinox, and welcome to another episode of Monthly Meditation with Jens and myself. And we're very happy to be here with you all today for this special New Year edition meditation for the natural New Year and Spring Equinox. Jensi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the sun today. I really like. I said it this morning. The weather in Belgium doesn't affect me as much, but in Canada it does really affect me. So yesterday it was rainy, and now today it's beautiful sunshine. So an excellent day to start off this spring, this springtime.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day here in Southern Ontario. So thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to do a meditation guided by Jens, the one and only, our meditation guru guide. And we'll talk a little bit about the astrology of this new astrological year ahead and spring equinox. So before we get into it, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. We are streaming live on all the Beyond Mystic channels. And also, if you'd like to have a reading or a private session with either Jens or myself, those are available over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. Link is in the description below. And also at the moment, we have 15% off the Insider Access Pass on Beyond Mystic. So if you'd like to get access to all the different shows and offerings, you can go to beyondmystic.net, Insider Access Pass, and use coupon code IAP15 for a limited time only. So, Jens, how are you feeling with the energy of this spring equinox, this natural new year time that we are in? Before we get into the astrology and then you'll guide us through the meditation, how are you feeling today and yesterday as we're in this new astrological year?
I'm feeling pretty good, but there's like a lot of busyness. I don't know why. It's maybe because we're in the GTA, but it's there's. I feel like there's lots of move. It doesn't feel relaxed for some reason. Maybe because like we're on this shift between the winter and the spring, but it feels like there's lots of movement. There's lots of the energy is a little bit shifty. I find it's a little bit. Anyway, that's how I interpret it today. People might interpret it totally different, but I feel the energy being a little bit shifty, a tendency to be a little bit ungrounded. So grounding is really important. Yeah, lots of moving parts. Like you can compare it to like lots of wind. Like the wind coming from all directions. That's how I like feel the energy is a little bit feeling today.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a little bit funky. Catty Cat in the chat says lots of Mercury retrograde glitches happening. I have definitely been noticing that, definitely feeling the Mercury retrograde. Have you been feeling the Mercury retrograde?
Uh, no, it's fine. I haven't had to deal with a lot of technological problems because that's what Mercury retrograde stands for, right? But I
Mhm.
feel like there's definitely like, yeah, it's like things are like a little bit scattered. It's not flowing in one direction. That's maybe the retrograde thing for me. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. And we just came from our Beyond Mystic conference. Jens and I drove back to the GTA Toronto area from Ottawa on Wednesday. And I know we popped on to the Beyond the News with JC and Janine last night. We said a little hello, did a little debrief on there from the conference. How are you feeling post conference? I'm definitely feeling like I'm still buzzing off the energy of it and had so much fun with everybody in person, and everyone, of course, that did the online streaming pass. Just connecting to the energy was so much fun.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like I said yesterday on the show, like it takes a while to like calm down because you're in this high energy with all these people, all beautiful people. What an amazing audience! I met so many great, beautiful souls, and there's like when you go back, I even felt it when I was like the conference was on the fourth level, and when I went down to the lower levels, I could feel it how it like boom, you're back in 3D, and like the fourth level was like the 4D or the 5D, whatever. So I could really feel like literally coming down in the hotel to the base level where the conference wasn't happening. Like you get blasted with that 3D energy. So yeah, that took a while to get used to. But I feel like the more you do these events, because I've done a lot of spiritual events, the more you get kind of used to that, like that kind of shift. Like, you also know it, Meg, when we did, for example, when we did our trip to England with last summer, because we were organizers, and we were leading meditations, but we also had to take care of the logistics. We were like constantly shifting back and forth between, the 3D, the logistics, and then the meditations we were doing, which was like really a stretch. So, you get kind of used to it. Never completely used to it, but you kind of get a feeling for it to shift back and forth between, the higher frequencies and then the 3D world.
Right. Yeah, it's very interesting. Linda, who was with us in person at the conference, says, agreed, Jens, great description of the energy differences for sure. So yeah, I don't know if you've heard me yet talk about the astrological New Year chart. I know Sunny and I did a show the other day. We were kind of talking about that, but I don't know if you were listening to that. So I'd like to share that with you guys, if that's okay, before we get into the meditation, so we know what it is we're stepping into astrologically with this spring equinox. So, every spring equinox is when the sun enters 0 degrees of Aries in the Western astrology. And this is actually our natural new year in the Northern Hemisphere. You think of springtime, and this is a time of new beginnings and birth and fresh new energy. And the new year is not natural in the Gregorian calendar, being in the middle of the winter in the Northern Hemisphere. So this truly is the natural new year. And actually, the moment that the sun ingresses into 0 degrees Aries, we can pull up a chart, which is this chart, and it's called the ingress chart of our new astrological year. And we are under the influence of this chart for the whole next astrological year. And it's a really interesting chart because we've got some very rare things kind of all happening at the same time here. It's very significant that, of course, every spring equinox, the sun is 0 degrees of Aries. We've got Mercury and Venus, 2 of the inner planets, both retrograde in the sign of Aries, Chiron in Aries. So even though Aries season is about new beginnings and moving ahead and getting things done and fearlessness, 2 of the inner planets are retrograde. So we're starting off the year to where there can be a potential for some false starts. A really big theme, Yenzi, is not seeing things clearly or not having the full clarity this astrological year, being under a Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, and with so much Pisces. So even though there's beautiful new beginnings, we've got lots in Aries, there's very big endings and karmic healing and completion taking place with the North Node conjunct Neptune, Saturn in Pisces, starting to be in strong conjunction to Neptune. Is that something that you're feeling at all, Yenzi, like this theme of there's major new beginnings, but there's also really big endings happening at the same time? And it's kind of like we're stuck in between. We're not stuck. We're living in between these 2 worlds. Is that something you can resonate with or relate to at all?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think this has been going on for like the past few months, maybe the coming months also, with the Trump administration coming in. It's like an ending and a new beginning in a way, because there's different accents. I mean, you have the tariffs here in Canada, which are impacting a lot. I mean, I wanted to get some Californian wine yesterday, and I walked around the store looking for it, and I was like, where the hell are the Californian wines? And then the lady said, "Oh, we don't have any," and I was like, "Oh yeah, the tariffs." I had to complete. So there's a big impact on everything, and yes, I feel like there's big shifts happening, politically, but also in the energy.
Yeah, definitely. So very powerful chart. And, Neptune at the end of Pisces at that anaretic degree, 29 degrees. We've got actually in this chart, oh no, that's not true. Pluto at the beginning. I was going to say all the outer planets at end degrees, but no, Pluto is at beginning degrees of Aquarius. So we're going to see this astrological year. We have Pluto in Aquarius since November 2024. We're going to see Neptune enter Aries March 30th. Saturn enter Aries, Jupiter enter Cancer, Uranus enter Gemini. So all the outer planets change signs other than Pluto. And this denotes to huge societal shifts. We're stepping into totally new energy, and the old world really is dying, which is very exciting, but also is a portal of major letting go. Before we get into our spring equinox meditation, Yanzi, I want to ask you, how do you personally deal with when there's times in life when we're going through this very big collective theme right now of major letting go on karmic, really deep soul levels? Do you have any advice for people that may be letting some things go at this time, that it can feel really, really intense?
Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because if you're going through like really major life changes, lots of stuff happening, big emotional upheavals, it's not easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There is no, we want it to be easy, but sometimes it's not in life. And I remember one of my first big like transformations that I had was around 2009, where all my stuff came up, and it was really a big time of big upheaval and big transformation. Like the dark night of the soul a little bit, and it wasn't easy. It was rough. It was rough and tough. So if somebody's really going through that deep level of transformation and healing crisis and all that stuff, it is not easy. And afterwards, and we never get it completely right, because there's so much happening. And I would say afterwards, having been through it, I would say the advice to give is really try to relax as much as possible. Although it's really hard when you're in a period like that.
Yeah.
Try to go out in nature. Try to not take on more than what you can handle at that time. Really be careful of your own energy. Be mindful of your own energy. Be really, really mindful. Practice a lot of self-love. That's something I only discovered like a little bit later in my journey, like around 2 years later, which would have really helped me. But it's sometimes we gotta go through the motions, man. Sometimes we just gotta go. How do you call it? The churning wheels. Sometimes we gotta go through those churning wheels, and it's not easy. And just sometimes you just gotta hang in there, because we all want to be calm and relaxed on our mountaintop. But sometimes we're thrown into the maelstrom of life, and maybe the best thing to think of is to hold in mind, if you go through something like that, is this too will end. This too will end. That's what something I learned. This too will end. Like if I'm feeling bad, and I know, okay, I'm feeling bad right now, but tomorrow I'll feel better. This too will end, and you just rest in the feeling, and you just kind of you just accept it. Acceptance is a big part of it. It's just acceptance. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. It's not fun. I'm going through it. I try to relax as much as possible, but it will end. So that's basically my advice.
That is beautiful advice. Thank you so much for that. So, how would you like to start to guide us in our spring equinox meditation?
Sure, because it's the spring equinox, the main theme of the meditation will be connection with nature, and we will connect metaphysically with nature. So you don't need to sit outside, you don't need to sit against a tree. Energy knows no distance, energy knows no boundaries. Attention flows where energy connects, where attention flows. So if you hold your attention on metaphysical nature, that is what you will experience. And this is going to be the main theme for the meditation. So we'll do first a little bit of grounding, because the energies are a little bit shifty. We'll do some relaxations, as most of you are familiar with right now, that did my meditations before. I always like to do a little bit of grounding and relaxation before, with the breath. And then we're going to launch into a what I call a conscious imaginationing. So I'm going to guide you through a kind of a metaphysical exercise where you imagine you're connecting with nature, and I'll guide you through it. Because our imagination comes through our intuition, and our imagination are coming through the same channels. That's why sometimes people who think they're relying on their psychic senses, they're thinking, am I imagining this, or is this real? Because imagination and intuition both come through the same channel, so to speak. So that's really important. So even if you're imagining things, you're working with energy. You're creating a reality. You're creating with energy. It's energy speaks the words and the language of symbolism, of visuals, of images and intention. So with that being said, let's launch into this meditation. So just close your eyes. I'm gonna close my eyes too. You don't need to look at the screen. Let's just get comfortable for a second. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your body on the chair. We're going to take in 3 deep breaths. You can do that together with me. So we breathe in, and as we breathe out, we can say, and let go of any worries, any stress, any things that are on our mind. Right now, for the next 15-20 minutes, we are totally focused on this, and we need nothing else on our mind. So once again, breathe in and out. You can make a sound. Nobody can hear you. Breathe in again. And out. Now we're going to come into this present moment. Put the focus on your breathing. Feel your breath going into your body. Make sure you're breathing into your belly. You're not breathing shallow. You're not breathing only in your chest. Make sure that belly rises up and down as you breathe in. Feel that breath coming into your belly, breathing into your hips, centering you, calming you. Just focus on your breathing. Feel your belly going up and down with each in and with each out breath. Just focus on your breathing. And if you feel thoughts are coming up or your thoughts are scattered, just put your focus back to your breathing. Feel your belly. Put your full focus on your breathing and on your belly going up and down. And we're not gonna rush this, just take your time. Become aware of the energy, your awareness inside of your body. Feel that you're becoming more and more relaxed, more and more centered in your body. Feel your awareness inside of your body as you keep breathing in and out. Now we're going to put our focus on our base chakra, a red spinning vortex between our legs. And just breathe into that base chakra. Let's energize it a little bit. Keep breathing in and out, and with each in-breath, energize that chakra a little bit. Just putting your focus on it as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Now we're going to visualize a grounding cord, a red grounding cord, the color of that chakra. I visualize it as a red cylinder, but if you want to visualize it as a chain, that's fine too, or an anchor. Visualize it coming out of your base chakra, going down, down into the ground, going deep into the earth, going into the crust of the earth, top layers. It doesn't matter if you're in an apartment, it just goes down to the ground and goes into the ground. You can be on 100th floor, you can still do this. Feel that grounding cord going down, down into the earth, into the bedrock, deeper and deeper and deeper into the many layers of the earth, into the center of the earth, connecting you with the center of the earth, grounding you. Grounding is very important. Electrical sockets need to be grounded to release excess energy, and so we do need to be grounded. Feel that connection with the earth for a moment. Let's thank the earth. Thank you, Earth, for providing us with everything, with our food, with all the products our homes are built from. Without the Earth, there would be nothing. Thank you, Earth. And the Earth really responds to gratitude. Okay, now we're going to put our focus back on our breathing. We're going to visualize ourselves walking onto a path. A path in a green field with grass on both sides. The path can be anything you wish. It can be a stone path. It can be a gravel path. This is your metaphysical reality you are creating. You walk on this path. And there is a little creek to the left of you, a little stream with little waterfalls, and there's butterflies flying around. You hear birds in the distance. It's warm. There's just a light breeze, comfortable light breeze. You feel yourself walking barefoot on this path. And even if it's gravel, it doesn't hurt because it's a metaphysical reality. You feel your connection with the earth as you're walking barefoot on this path. You just walk. And in the distance, you see a huge tree, much bigger than a normal tree, much bigger than a sequoia tree. It's huge. You're walking closer towards it. You're coming closer, and the tree is just enormous. You stand by its roots. You come closer. And it's way too big to put your arms around. It's much bigger than you are. This tree is the universal tree. It's a metaphysical representation of all the trees and all the forests on the earth. You put your hands on it. You feel its trunk. You're going to consciously exchange energy with it. And you feel your human energy flowing out of your hands into this gigantic tree. A golden white energy, your human love, your human appreciation flowing into the tree. And the tree responds by sending you energy back, also flowing into your hands and into your body. And you feel this energy flow going. And you ask the tree, do you have a message for me? As this energy flows, do you have a message for me for this coming year? Because we're at the astrological start, the real start of the new year, the start of the spring. What needs to be your focus in the coming year? And keep your focus on your conscious connection with this tree, and I'll give you a minute or so. I won't say anything, just to experience this connection and being able for you to receive a message from this tree. And if you don't get a message, that's fine too. Just let it come naturally. I'll give you a minute for this. And as you hopefully got your message, keep your hands on the tree. And feel the sun shining in this metaphysical reality. Feel the sun on you. And thank the sun. We're entering the spring, the days are lengthening. We're going to have more light. Thank you, sun. I love you. You can slowly let go of the tree. Maybe you can give it one last hug. Just give it a little hug. And then you stand back. You thank the tree, bow for the tree. Thanking it for sharing its energy with us. Because trees have the wisdom. They don't have human consciousness, they have a tree consciousness, but they're living in the moment. They don't know the stress and hurry we humans have. They're just existing. They're not moving, but they're aware. They have a totally different relationship with time than we have. So, with exchanging energy with this tree, kind of feel its energy. It relaxes us, it grounds us. We don't need to do all the time. Trees do nothing. Trees just be. They are themselves. They just grow. So let's turn around now and walk on our path. Seeing that little stream to the right of us, butterflies flying around on this grassy field. Feeling the sun on our face. We're going to stop and go to the creek, and there's a little waterfall there. And for a moment, we're just going to sit in that waterfall. It's just big enough to sit in and let the water flow over us and feel the cooling water flowing over us, washing away any worries, any stress. Just sit in that waterfall and let that water fall over you, in that little waterfall. Taking away any excess energies. We got the 4 elements present. We've connected with the 4 elements: the breeze, the earth, the sun, fire, and now the water. Just feel that creek washing over you, relaxing you, rejuvenating you. Now we're going to step out of the creek, go back on our way, back on the path, feeling our feet on the ground. We're going to walk out of this metaphysical reality. The path ends. Step off the path and you're back in your body. You're back here in this present moment. You feel your breath. You feel your belly going up and down. Feel your feet on the ground. You feel your body in the chair. Focus for a moment on your breathing again. Coming fully back into your body. Feel your awareness behind your eyes. We're going to take in a deep breath bringing our awareness behind our eyes. You can make a sucking sound like bringing your awareness behind your eyes as you're breathing in with the sucking sound. Move your body a little bit. Put your hands on your legs, massage your legs a little bit. Stretch. And slowly open your eyes whenever you are ready.
Thank you, Yenzi, very much for that. That was absolutely beautiful. And thank you, everyone, so much for joining us. And we're wishing you all the most magical and happy astrological new year, spring equinox. And Yenzi, before we finish up, do you want to mention anything about your new meditation offering that's going to be happening soon?
Yes, soon. So I think it's going to be launched. It's going to happen in 2 weeks. I think on April 12th. I'm going to offer a longer format of this with more interaction. It will be for a small price, a payable meditation, where I'm going to talk about the subject of the meditation, and also there will be the option to ask questions through the chat, to share experiences, what you experienced during the meditation. Afterwards, we're going to provide time to do that. So it's going to be a little bit longer. We're going to go deeper. There's going to be an explanation, and there's also going to be sharing and a Q&A afterwards. And the first one that's going to go is we're going to do an upgrade. So we're going to connect the one on the 12th. We're going to connect with the universe. We're going to do a DNA clearing and cellular DNA clearing and upgrade meditation that's going to go quite deep on the 12th of April. That's coming up.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for that. And what day is that going to be launching?
The 12th.
On April 12th. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you. And thank you all so much for joining us. Again, we wish you an absolutely beautiful spring equinox. And we will see you all again next time. Our next meditation will be for Beltane, May 1st, May Day, the midpoint between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. And keep in the loop of Jens's new meditation offering that he just shared that he's going to be putting out. So love you all very much, very, very much. Sorry, after meditation, it's hard for me to speak, you guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will all see you very, very soon. Love you guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.